The cloud, yes. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry for the inconvenience that there were some technical difficulties, but I think we are okay now. So what is this thing? So what we're going to do today, it's a MLS training that, yes, I did. Okay, so what we're gonna do today, it's a class that I put together based on my experience. All the trainings, all the classes that I teach are classes that I have put together based on what I have learned through the MLS or what I have learned through many other real estate agents or many other classes that I have attended. So what we're going to do is basically entering an MLS from the moment that you start putting on the MLS, common mistakes, effective remarks, because a lot of people think that it's just entering the MLS and uploading the photos, hit submit, and that's it. And it's not really like that. Social media changed many different aspects of the MLS, and now you have to be beyond creative with, especially when you're listing a property that is competing with other properties. So yes, so there are many different things that are connected now with the internet and are also connected through your MLS remarks and everything else. So we're gonna start going to the second slide. That's our agenda. So step by step on the MLS. So, let's say, for example, this is your MLS. These are a class that basically you will learn from your board. So if you are a new agent or you just, you need to refresh, the board can tell you exactly many different aspects of how to enter an MLS. We are going to do like a short version of it, because if not, we're going to stay here until 4 hours maybe, and I don't think you guys want that. But basically, this is your first area that you're going to go, add, edit. So you click and add edit, right? And then add new or edit existing listing. So edit is if it's already, you have it there, if the listing is already there. But if it is a new listing, you're gonna hit add new. Now, this part is where many people make mistakes. So you have to identify what type of property you're entering. If your property is a single family home, or it's a condo, or it's a rental. And let me tell you, the majority of times people make mistakes. It's when it says condo, townhouse, or single family home. They think it's because it's a townhouse, it's a single family home, and vice versa. So if you click here wrong, it's gonna be a mistake, and it doesn't let you edit. You have to delete a listing and you have to enter all over again. Yes, so in this case, it's a single family home, right? Let's use a single family home. Now, you need to identify your county. We're gonna do, in this case, we're gonna do a Broward County. So it's Broward County. Now, here says PID. This means property ID. Where you get the property ID? Okay, so if you go into bcpa.net, Broward County Public Appraisal or Property Appraiser, then you can find this property ID. Now, if you go back to the MLS, you can also put the address, or you can put the owner's first and last name. To me, if you put the property ID, it's easier, because if you don't recall the property address perfectly, or you don't remember, or you misspell the owner's last or first or whatever name, it's not going to come up. So in this case, we're helping Anna. Anna, what's the address of the property? 6145. What's the name?
Hayes, Hayes.
Okay. So you don't even have to type the whole street, Hollywood, or the zip code. You just enter that and it's going to come up. And then you hit search. And you scroll down. Here's your property ID. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy this number go back to your matrix and paste it right there. And then you hit search. And what's going to happen is some information is going to populate by itself. You verify that this is the owner's name, and then you hit fill. Now, here's very important. Now, this is something that effective August 17, this is going to show up all the time. This is when the real estate world changed, because now everything is about fines and forms and disclosures and mandatory this, mandatory that. So you always have to reply yes to this so you can move forward. Then you're going to have all these other tabs. All the yellow tabs are the tabs that are mandatory for your MLS, the ones that you must complete. As you may see, the system, because you enter the ID, enter the information, right? Now, see, for example, Broward County, folio number, legal description. This is a little off topic, but I want you to know that legal description, well, it's not that off topic, but legal description is basically what determines if a property is a condo or is a single family home. There may be villas, they may be townhouses that look like townhouses, that they should be single family homes. They should be lot and block, but they're not. They're condos. So those are condos. So every time you're going to send an offer, double check this area right here, because the agent can make a mistake. The listing agent can make a mistake. And it could be a lot and block, and he puts, it's a condo, he put lot and put something else, some information.
So in other words, in that description, if it was a condo or a townhouse, it'll actually have that wording in it instead of all the numbers and the development, or?
1 second. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So what happened is there are actually two things that make a property tells you if it is a single family home or it's truly a condo. So if in the property ID there is a letter, let's say for example B A, that's a condo. Yes. Yeah. So because for example, sometimes here, if you see the word lot and block, that is a single family home, period. But sometimes it doesn't say lot or block. It says from the side to the north, right, 32, something. Okay, well, then you have to scroll up and see the property ID. And then the property ID has a letter in between. It's a condo. 100% a condo. Yeah, it could be 51441B or 51A. It's always A or B. So that's a condo. So now we go back to matrix. Now, here's another aspect that is not going to come up. That is the area. So the area, it's every time you are working onto your MLS, notice this little question mark. So if you click on the question mark, it's going to tell you what they're looking for you in there. So basically, it says area numbers are related to county and city. If you're not sure what area number to use for your listing, click on help, then click on area maps. So you click on, let's say, for example, here, it's going to be all of your areas. So this one is, we're going to open because I know this is Hollywood, right? Okay, but we're not sure what part of Hollywood is. So what I do, I always go into Google Maps and I type the property address there because I use Google Maps for pretty much everything, because I want to see where the property is located. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll out, zoom out. Okay, and I see that it's right here. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to the matrix And I'm gonna start with this one, that it's Hollywood South Broward. I think it's this one, but let's open it up. And you have to be very specific. I think it's this one. So you go and compare with your Google map.
That's how you.
That it is. Okay, so now we get to a point reference to, it says Hollywood Hills, I think it's Hollywood Boulevard. Hollywood Boulevard,
West of 441 at 3100. Right.
right?
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
I have a question.
Just let me find out first before. Okay, so it's okay, 441, and this is Turnpike. Okay, what is Turnpike right here? Do you see the Turnpike right here?
West of that.
Here?
Mm.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's I think it is, right? No, I think it's
So it's gonna be right here.
Yeah.
It's like literally 441 and Turnpike, you can walk between.
perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do, and we're gonna select here 3110. 3110, right? It was 3110? 3100. 3100. Okay, so you put 3100.
I go through all of that. Before.
Yeah, you have to. So I teach you a trick. A trick. You go into another MLS in the same area, and you can copy that information. But keep in mind that agent may make a mistake. So sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. And because the MLS is going to notice if you have it in the wrong area, and they might alert you and say, hey, you need to correct. Plus also you know, you're probably going to promote that. I don't know how many listings I have seen that I put Davie and they are in Cape Coral. I don't get it. Many, like it's, I don't understand. I know. And it's like, I don't get it because there's so many. Or Marco Island, Davie. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're doing it with a purpose that people that are looking to move in Davie maybe have some interest in moving over there. I don't know. But, you know, I take the time to go and notify the MLS because I like to submit a complaint so they can tell the agent to correct that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so now we have that part covered. Now we're going to click here where it says geographical area. Okay, so you guys are going to help me with this. It's going to be maybe this one. North, Hollywood Central, South Broward.
That's further east. It's gonna be Hollywood Central, maybe Hollywood Southwest. I think it's gonna be.
This one, right here.
That's further down.
The number, yeah.
No,
I think
but
it's gonna be the one Southwest.
but then it-
Oh, 3100, gotcha. Okay.
exactly,
Yeah,
it needs to match our
Yeah.
our area
Gotcha.
code.
They shouldn't match the 31.
Yes, they have to match.
Okay, let me.
Correct. They always have to match the whatever you have on the geographical area to whatever it's on your area. Okay. This is the most difficult part when entering an MLS. Everything else, it should be easy. But this is the ones that take your time. But I really wanted to show you. And this is something that the Miami board or whatever board you are is going to teach you. I'm just kind of like speeding it up so you guys can, yes.
I also put on ChatGPT, I mean, yeah, ChatGPT, you know, I put what area is for this address and it gave it to me 3100.
I know. ChatGPT makes our life easier, but I wanted to, thank you.
Yeah.
But I wanted you guys to understand
Thank you.
why is that, you know, because a lot of people make mistakes and you need to, I just need to know the reason why.
Oh, thank you, because for the geographic area, it gave it to me wrong. So it's good to learn also how to do it.
Oh, of course, 100%. Yes.
Probably was looking at like Iowa's, the area,
Mhm.
instead of the area. number.
Yeah,
No,
ChatGPT,
yeah,
it helps you with so many different things, but you need to be very careful because also it can help you, but also can backfire you.
Yeah.
Because now, it's like sellers, basically, or customers are like, oh, well, I can ask ChatGPT. What? I don't need you. So you have to tell that anybody that ChatGPT make mistakes. I had debated with ChatGPT many times, and I said, no, this is not right. And the chat said, oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. So
One time sent out the Broward County stats, right? And
Mhm.
had given us a nice format. So the following month, I went to do it,
mhm.
and I put it in ChatGPT to format it for me in the colors that we had. So I pulled it
It made
from-
mistakes.
Made mistakes.
Yeah,
It-
it made mistakes.
first
Be careful with that.
County to Lehigh County to.
Yeah. Yeah, I make mistakes. Okay, so now I don't wanna like go into so many of these, but I'm gonna teach you a little bit because I wanna teach you all the things related to the MLS. But let's say, for example, remember, the yellow ones are the mandatory ones. It doesn't mean that the white ones, you may leave it blank because those are like, the yellow ones are for you to be able to submit to the MLS. But to me, I'm the type of person, the type of agent that I like to review every single one and put everything as much as I can. For example, is this a short sale? No. Is this a bank owned, meaning an REO? No. Type of property? Single. Please don't put mobile home. Don't put mobile home because again, if you do this and submit it, then you have to do everything all over again. The MLS is not going to be able to edit it. Property age description. It's a resale. HOPA, housing for older people, meaning 55 and older communities. Yeah, no. It's not an OPA.
Well, what if it's always a resale?
It's always going to be a resale unless it's a new construction. Yeah. It's always going to be a resale. For lease, it's up to the property. If the property, I have a condo right now that's for sale and for rent. So if that's the case, I would put, if it is for lease, I would put yes. But in this case, no. Garage spaces. One, very good. Okay. We're going to start front exposure. For that, I always use Google Maps because of course, if I went to the property, I know. But if I have Google Map, I believe it's north. It's north.
The front of the house actually faces east.
Okay, so it's, well, here it's telling me it's south.
Oh.
It's south.
Mhm.
Oh, I know, but because this property is different. Ah,
You drive in and you have the circular driveway.
see, this is going to be very interesting for
We got so many things on this one.
for people from different cultures.
Yeah. I didn't know we saw bridge shows out.
Yeah, okay, so this particular property,
Mhm.
any front of the house of any in this neighborhood, it's facing to the street, right?
Yeah.
But this owner decided to build the property where the front entrance is on the side. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it's east. It's a tricky one. Has to be a tricky one. Yeah. You know what? That's how it is, and that's how you learn. So east. Now you need to know the answers to fill all this out. Is it a waterfront? No. Now, if a property is a waterfront, be sure and be prepared to have the information about type of waterfront and the amount of body of water. Yes, well, because they're gonna ask you. So that's something that's a good question for ChatGPT. Or you bring what's the name of that thing, that tape measure? And then you go from one corner to another.
Daniel House, the dock space is what they're looking
the whole back of the house,
at. Right, so the.
body of water,
the-
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it's always an estimate, you know.
Body of water, I'm like, yeah, when it's going out to the ocean and.
Yeah.
I don't. It has a pool? No. This is another mistake I always see, attach and detach. This is detach.
Right, because we have a big building behind it.
Attach, it's going to be a villa, a townhouse, attached,
Oh, okay, so.
attached to another property, sharing walls, sharing walls. This is detached. Okay. One story. So basically, I'm not gonna take a lot. I don't want to take a lot of time with this. I'm gonna show you the most difficult ones. Less that.
It's gonna be the second one because it's 26.
So there you go. So there you go. If it is 1 acre, you select 1 acre to 2 acres. What else? What? The law description here. If you scroll down on Broward County Appraisal, you should be able to find, there you go, see? That is the size of this lot. It's huge, just 15,000. So in Broward County Appraiser, you can find the lot and the size of the house. See? Here's the size of the house. Under air.
That's what I was gonna ask you, Gabby, which one do?
You don't do anything because what happened is back in the day, you could enter and modify these numbers. But 5 or 6 years ago, the MLS blocked this ability completely because people would do whatever they want. People would put it 1387. Let's put 1500. So now, as soon as you enter an MLS, this website, Broward County Appraiser, is linked completely to your MLS. So there's no way for somebody to kind of like play with it and modify or think because it was causing issues.
The units, beds, baths, that's wrong. So how do we fix that?
That will be, the owner will have to go to the city and correct it.
It's only a 2-2.
It's a 2-2 and it says,
3-2.
oh.
Does it have another room or something that?
Well, what I have done is if you go here, there's a section here where you can basically send an email to Marty,
Right.
him, and you let him know, you copy the folio number and you let him know, hey, you know, there's an issue with this property. Can you please fix it? And most of the times he fixes it.
Okay.
Yeah, that can be done. Remind me to do that. Oh, here, you click here. If you see a factual error on this page, please click here. So what's going to happen, it's going to take you to your email and it's going to put his email, the folio number on top, on the subject of the email, and then you just type whatever it is. And they always fix it. I just closed a property in Hollywood and it says 3-2 and my client's house, it was 4-3 or something like that. They fix it like in less than 24 hours. Yeah.
So if the BCP, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
had that incorrect information, when you're listing it, do you need to get it corrected before, or can you just list it as a 4-3, even though they had it as a 3 something?
You can do it before, but you have to be very careful that, let's say, for example, in my case, I told my client, look, it might happen, it might not. The taxes might increase if you are supposedly changing, right? But it depends because if the living area, it keeps being the same, they might not do anything. You know, it's not like you're going from 2,000 square feet to 2,400 square feet.
Right.
It's the same.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, in older homes, there's always something going on. So it's.
But since it pulls the information, as you said, would it allow you to change?
No.
It? So if it says 3-2 and it's a 4-2.
Oh, the rooms, the bedrooms and bath, yes. That you can change.
You can
You can put whatever you want, yes.
Oh.
The only thing that doesn't allow you to do is modify the square footage. Yes, no. It's gonna be linked to this website.
So
So,
you need to put the actual number of rooms,
right,
actual number of bathrooms.
Yes.
If it's not correct there,
Mhm.
then ask them to change it.
yeah, like in this case, we can do the rooms how it is. And if somebody comes from sending an offer and says, oh, but I saw this on the Broward County Appraiser, well, no, that's incorrect. And then we send the email. But yes, the only thing you cannot modify is this. See how it shows?
Yes.
Look, it says auto pop value. I didn't enter that. It just subtracted. It brought that information from the Broward County Appraiser. So I cannot do anything in regard to that. So it may happen. It may be situations where your client says, but my property is not. Well, there's nothing I can do. That I cannot modify. I cannot touch. You will have to basically go with they will have to go to the Broward County Appraiser, and they can fix it. But they're probably gonna ask you for documents and surveys and things like that. So it may take a little time, but you as a realtor cannot do anything. Okay, now we're going to financial. I always go between tabs. So I'm gonna select the ones that I know. Be careful with these two. A lot of times people select all cash and cash only. You can't do that. You can't do that because one is contradicting the other one. So you either all cash, cash only. Cash only means that your client it wants cash only, no conventional, no FHA, no nothing. So you're going to select all cash, conventional, FHA, BA. Where is BA? Here. Now, always keep an eye on this. On top of each box, there's the max of you can select. So max 4. Okay, well, we have our 4 here. And these are all the type of loans that are out there. All cash, conventional, FHA, and BA. Now, if you want to do cash only, you uncheck all of these and you leave cash only. Okay. Now, type of association, I'm assuming is none. But if it is a homeowners or if it is a condo, you select whatever it is. Okay. Taxes is always going to input the current tax amount. And you will need to put that is 2025. Why? Because taxes for 2026 are not out yet. So we don't know. So it's 2025. Now it says tax information. This is to determine if the property is a homestead or not. So how do you do that? If you don't know, you can ask your client, but you can also go back to Broward County Appraiser. Always check everything here. So as you may see, it is 100% homestead. Okay, so that's your clue that right there. So you go here and select tax reflects homestead exception. If you go into Broward County Appraiser, and let's say, for example, you're in a different county, every county is going to have their own, this is just an example because it's Broward County. But like, Miami-Dade has their own page, in any single county in Florida have their own. So if you enter a listing from West Palm Beach, then you're going to go into the Palm Beach Broward County Appraiser, and you're going to have the same section, same information that you can retrieve.
And it's free here where to look that stuff up where I'm looking at the property up in Georgia for her. And they charged me to pull up the property information.
Wow.
Their county charges for it.
Oh my God. People want to make money any possible ways nowadays. Okay, so we select tax reflect homestead. Now, if you go into this area, and this is completely empty, meaning there's no exception homestead, then you put no exceptions. Tax reflects no exceptions right here. What any other thing is important? Oh, here, possession information here to the right. I always select funding. Funding. That means that the buyer is going to take possession of the property after funding, no before. Okay. Membership required? No. That is if there's a membership like a golf course membership or something like that. No. Special information. I like to select as is, just to remind the agents that I expect them to send me an offer as is. Okay, because we're using the contract, the as is contract. Now, I know there's some people had told me that they don't like to select the as is just because sometimes that may discourage some buyers because they feel like, oh, I'm gonna go to the house and it probably has some issues and I'm not gonna be able to move forward because the seller is not gonna help me. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to disclose it because my seller expect to an access contract. And I know that if I don't select it, sometimes agents that pay attention to that particular area are going to send me the other contract that I don't use, the contract for sale and purchase.
So the contract that says FAR bar, is the FAR bar contract the same as the as is contract?
I'm sorry.
Yes, far, far as it.
FAR bar.
The FAR bar, it's they call it the CREST contract, residential contract for sale and purchase.
So so we have two contracts?
Uh-huh.
The as is or
Yes.
the CRIS?
Yes,
So the as is the FAR bar?
yes,
And then the CRIS was the other one?
yes. And the main difference is because in the access, you have the inspection clause that your buyer can cancel the contract for any reason. Any reason. They don't need to even say. A fly can just go through and they're like, I don't want this property anymore. Okay. The other contract doesn't have that clause. It's basically both parties agree that they're going to work together and the seller is going to repair whatever it's needed and they're going to go to closing. And a lot of people don't like that because a lot of sellers don't want to agree. Yeah. So if you see the two contracts, they look very alike. It's just the other one, the big paragraph for the inspection clause, which is huge like this, it's not on the other contract. So, yes. No, forget about Chris. Yeah, take care of your mind. No, we don't. That contract is being used like in luxury, like in houses that are like perfect. And that people are not going into there with the idea of canceling or expecting the seller to repay everything. So mostly the assets became into place right after the foreclosure crisis and everybody stuck to it. And that's the one I have been using for the last 16 years. So yeah, no. So, okay, assets.
Gabby, can I ask a question? Sorry.
Of course. No, of course.
Right back in that section where it has the special information, I know we have the option of checking off the as is, but what if it's vacant land, a parcel? Is there anything there I didn't see scrolling down where you at least check off to use the vacant land contract or agreement?
It's the same contract, as is. There's an access for a vacant land, I believe so, unless there's not.
Oh, because they told me the legal hotline to use, the
There's
buyer, of course, would be using this to submit vacant land agreement.
There's a vacant land, yes, there's a vacant land listing agreement and a vacant land contract, that is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
but if you check off that as is there, it would be equivalent to that vacant land agreement, Doc?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
perfect. Thank you.
No problem, yes. Here we put owner agent, you select only if the property you're listing is yours. The answer is no. Scroll down, we're going to have the miscellaneous information. In this one, always put yes, okay? Because you want the property to be on Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, and all of those, right? this is the valuation model. This is, have you seen like sometimes the estimates? Like if a property is listed for 500,000 and then CELO says that the property is 450,000?
It's ABM.
ABM, yes.
You should select no ones.
If I know that my client is listing a property that it's accordingly to what I'm telling him to do, I do yes. But if I know that my client is completely off, I wanted to use crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
the AVM, I've learned that, it's good to select no, because then when the buyers go like on Zillow, it gives them a different price.
Right.
And then you're subjected to like lowball offers as well.
Yeah, but what happened is, I know what you're saying, but the thing is, Zillow, it's really like what you have to tell your clients is that Zillow is like a quick pick, like a lottery quick pick, because that number changes. I have shown to many people, like you can have a house listed today, and the estimate says 500,000, right? In 2 days, it says 498.
Yeah.
In 3 days, it says 475.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth because what happened is Zillow changes that information based on all the closings that are happening. And sometimes, and Zillow doesn't know if that particular house that closed, it was an REO, it was a foreclosure, it was destroyed, it was a mess inside, the roof was damaged. Zillow doesn't know because it's
Right, that's why we told to put no, so it doesn't change in price. I would put.
Yeah, I would put no, but sometimes when like I listed a property and I know that my price was right and I want to like set a point, I put yes. So in those cases, I prefer no.
If they put no, then they can't change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I try to tell my clients that do not go what Zillow says, because now I had a situation that a listing that I have in Davie, and Zillow now has come up with a new tool that basically is recommending the buyer strong offer, chances that your offer is being accepted, low offer. And my client was like, who are they? This is my property. I'm not gonna take 50,000 because just what they say. So that's what I'm saying. I always encourage my clients to stay away from Zillow because they don't really know what they're doing. And I don't want them to be looking into Zillow because they can find other realtors in there. So I always like, stay with the things that I'm going to be sending you through my program on the MLS. This part, it's very important. Exclusive right to sell rent. This is the one you're always going to use. Exclusive right to sell and rent. Okay? Always. Always. Don't use the other ones. Occupancy information, important. Owner occupied. In this case, if it is vacant, it's vacant. If it is tenant occupied, tenant occupied. This area right here is always become as a default, but if you don't use it, change it to disable. That is an MLS offers. That is a program that the Miami board offers for like basically so you can manage all your offers from an online platform. I don't use it. It's not like I don't like it. It's just I don't use it. I like to keep my stuff on my email. So I always change it to disable. But keep an eye on that because 90% of the agents leave it as enable and it causes issues. So when you see an MLS that says MLS offers, ask the agent. And the agent's gonna tell you, oh no, I'm sorry, I make a mistake. Don't pay attention to that. Send it to this email. Yeah, I don't know why they do that, but I guess they want to encourage the agents to use that program. So always, if you're not using it, if you're using it, good. But if not, just disable. Because if not, it's going to show up as enable. For instructions, select the first one, realtor to upload images, list date, that's important, and expiration date. If I'm taking a listing and my client is reasonable about the price, I take the listing for a minimum of 6 months. If my client is not reasonable about the price and he wants 50,000 more, $40,000 more of what I'm recommending him based on the comparables, I might ask for 1 year listing. And if it is a condo that you're taking a listing on a condo, I'm telling you guys, this is real. If look how many condos are for sale in that building. Elvira, you went through the same situation. There were like 50 condos for sale in that building.
Something they still haven't said.
So
Mhm.
if and then her client was unreasonable the price. I said, you want a 2 year listing because it's not going to sell. And even though you want to reconsider if you really want to go through that because
There's a property selling on the same price as mine. It has 537 days.
537 days. Yes. It's going to be a waste of time.
I show the client.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a waste of time. I personally don't take listings that are overpriced. I do not. And if I see my clients, there's one in Hollywood that I already went through the 6 months and I told my clients, I mean, it's expiring. You guys are free to go. I'm not even pursuing.
Mhm.
And they're like, no, we want to stay with you. Would you? Okay. But I was fine. I was perfectly fine. You don't want to know because it's not moving. It's not moving. And because buyers are picky. There's the inventory in condominium, it's huge right now. And there's a lot. And then there are a lot of motivated sellers. So you have to list the property at a right price. If you want yours, because the first 30 days of a listing are the most important ones. You are the new key on town. So you want, to get those buyers quick. And then you're going to be working, and you're not going to sell. So this part right here showing instructions. Well, this is important. If you have somebody living in the property, you at least want to have 24-hour notice. I don't know what's going on that I have 24-hour notice on my listings and I get requests from agents an hour before the showing. It's like, I mean, you're not giving time to the seller to even prep the property. Now, you might have sellers that they may tell you, I don't care. At any time of the day, I'm ready, it doesn't matter. But you want to be respectful with your sellers. So whenever it's, somebody that's living in the property, I always, even though the agents don't read these, I always put 24-hour notice. And if you are planning on putting a lockbox, or you also need to add this. Are you planning on putting a lockbox or no?
Yeah, I've done this before, so if you say so, yes.
If your client is okay with it.
Yeah, no, she's,
Okay,
if we know ahead of time someone's coming.
yeah. So for that reason, I would do showing assist. Because showing assist here in the MLS, that's another thing. On the MLS, it's called showing assist, but it's really called showing time. So sometimes when you tell agents it's showing assist, they're like, what? It's called showing time. I don't know why the MLS hasn't corrected that. But it's better because showing assist or showing time, it's a program that it's free. I mean, it's included on whatever you pay to the MLS that allows you to track your showings. And also it brings in the information from the agent, from the ones that wants to, and they can select the time. And it's really cool. It's really nice. So it's better for you because if you don't select showing time, and then let's say, for example, you put call listing agent or lockbox call listing agent, they might call you, you might miss the call. So it's better if everything goes directly to the showing time that you can take a look and you will get a notification.
Oh, or is it the showing assist where like you as the listing agent go to the property when there's the appointment, when they put you through the MLS, like you go to
show them the property?
No, if that one will be listing agent must accompany. Yeah, like if let's say, for example, your seller says, hey, I want you to be here for every single showing. I had a transaction where my clients were elderly. Unfortunately, the wife was not doing well. So they asked me, we would like you to be here at every single showing. And I had to do it. And that's why you need time, right? Because you may be busy. So that's why you always want to tell the agents. So, but I always do 24-hour notice when there is somebody living in the house, and I do showing assist because I want everything to filter
Yes.
through there. So I can go back and check the person, the name, the license of that particular agent. I don't want to be taking notes who's going. No, everything is better there.
What if there's a renter, I mean, employee? Would you still recommend the 24-hour notice and then you
Yes.
do the communication through the landlord so that they can get the renter?
No, if your listing has a tenant, I will recommend you to become the tenant's best friend, just because you want them to be on your side. A tenant can be a real pain. They can make things difficult. They may say, I'm not available to show. I don't want showings. I had a tenant at a listing that I sold in Hollywood years ago, and he's like, no, I have a daughter, and during COVID times, I have a daughter and her immune system is low. I don't want anybody here. And there was no showings. And they had to submit the offer. I asked him, please send me a video of the property. So at least I can send it to the buyer. And only the day of the inspection, they were able to see the property inside. Yeah. My client the seller was going crazy, the landlord. But it was COVID. So things like that can happen. So you always want to ask the tenant, what are the best days for you to show the property? What are the best hours for you? You always want to be polite with the tenant, because at the end of the day, it's their home. I mean, it's not technically their home, but they're paying rent. So for them, it's their home. So we have to be respectful and polite. Okay, now we have kind of like filled out a lot of different things here. We're not gonna worry about the list date right now. Let's go check some other ones. Okay, let's go to additional information. Well, this is a first floor entry. If it has a second floor entry, then you select second entry. Then you select appliances. You will need to know the answer to these questions. We can do this later, but you know if it has a microwave, if it has washer, has dryer, but one of the ones that are very, very important for you, especially if you're entering a condo, is the washer and the dryer. Why? Because there are a lot of units, there are a lot of condos that do not have washer and dryer. And there's a way that many people search for condos. Like, let's say, for example, you want to buy a condo and you ask me, I want a washer. So that buyer agent is going to do a search for properties that have washer. And if by any reason you didn't check these boxes, guess what? Your property is not going to show up. So always washer and dryer. Always select them if they have them. Okay. It has washer and dryer? Okay. Subdivision, you can select whatever that community has, community tennis court, community pool, everything else. In this case, nada. Okay, well. So we can go back to this one, but yeah, it's the water. How's the water there? Septic tank? Okay, so it's well water or? Oh,
City water for the septic system.
okay, so municipal water, very good. And then it should be here. Oh, here, septic tank. Please never forget to ask this to your sellers. I have seen a lot of people listing homes and with no idea there was a septic tank and people finding out the day of the inspection. Too late. And let me tell you, an inspector is not a proper inspector, they do not do septic tanks inspections. You have to hire a separate company for that. Yes. Keep an eye on that. Yes, they don't do that. The type of roof, I'm assuming it's shingle. In this case, it's shingle, but if it is not other roof, then you put the roof that it is.
Sorry,
Yeah,
the septic tank, that's like a separate unit that stores the material underground?
Yes. So if you have city sewer,
Yeah.
there's lines that go into the city one,
Okay,
and you get charged for water coming in and out. But
okay.
a septic,
we
you're
doing
in
here?
charge of it, and you only get charged for the water coming
oh
in,
my God, what is
and
this?
that tank can fill up from your.
I don't know
house
what
to the
happened.
house and stuff
But
like
we
that.
Got you.
And
Okay.
then they have to be bumping it every like 2 years or every certain time.
It's like every 5 years, so they do it.
Uh-huh.
If the house is occupied, they say it should be able to go 5 years, if it's empty, that's when you
I
have to
don't
worry
know.
about it. If it's
Mi
not-
mamá está
On the
en la
top,
esquina,
yeah.
no puedes hacerlo.
I mean, turn around and
Just-
Donde dice
I don't know. See,
Top
thi-
share, I
these are the
see.
weird things that happen.
the top share on the corner.
It's from the top.
I don't know.
The
What's
little
up?
X right there in the top.
What's up?
Arriba en la derecha. En la
This one?
Izquierda. ¿No hay un X?
No.
Somebody help me.
All the way over to the left now.
I don't know. Okay.
Gabby, stop the share, and then go back again and see what happens.
Only just came on.
Okay. Hey, help me. He's the Zoom expert. Me? No.
Who is
Okay.
that voice? Is that Tony?
That's Tony.
Could be.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Are you able to see the MLS again?
Yeah, it was
Okay,
good.
thank you. Okay, so now, this also, please, I'll always do a good job with this property. If your property is a single family home or townhouse, or always ask the association if there's any association, if there are restrictions with renting. Please do not assume because it's a single family home that it can be rented right away. If there is an association, there may be restrictions for rentals the first year. I remember I was placing an offer on a property for my client in a townhouse, and there were no rentals ever. So don't believe what you see on the MLS. Sometimes agents don't answer these questions properly. They don't know. Call the association. Verify with the association. So that happened to me several times. That's why I'm always asking. I find out the phone number for the association, the email, and I ask them. So if there's no leasing, there's no leasing. If it is okay to lease, okay to lease. This is okay to lease because there's no association, so you have no problem with that. These are the easy ones. Now, exterior features, okay. High impact windows, doors.
Everything has high impact doors except for the French door that goes towards that big door.
Okay, so high impact, no. Okay,
And it also has the shutters still.
Oh, really? okay, okay. So, yeah, so we can go back to this one. Do they allow horses in there? No, okay, just asking. Okay, so this one is going to be not subdivision because there's no association and no subdivision. And then you can click on, I don't want to go through every single one because we're going to, again, if we start doing all this, it's going to take too long, but you need to see your property and remember my property has this, and then you check each. Remember, the yellow ones are the mandatory ones. Central air, electrical heat. Okay. Central cooling, electric cooling. Okay. Now, let's check what else. Let's go to rooms. So are you saying that it's a 2? Okay, so we're gonna correct that to 2. We're gonna do entry level because it's entry level. And then again, you can select this area. You know, you can do it later, but you know, whatever it is. If it has a family room, garage apartment, that's something that you'll have to, that's why you go and see the property and you have to know. Okay, general information. Okay, style, what type of property it is. This is also important because if you don't select correctly and somebody's searching for a property with a pool, your property is not gonna come up. So this is no pool, no water, because no water. I think we already did this. Driveway, it has a driveway, right? Oh, nice, okay. And again, you select whatever it applies to. And I think you can allow this on yours, right? RV pool,
There's room for it to show.
for a boat parking as well, right?
Yeah, the driveway is big enough for it.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we had that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna double check everything. Okay, we're gonna here. Okay, you have these, and then you have these, general information. I haven't set up the price, but you should have your price. No view, none. Do you know what type of construction is? Do you think it's block? Okay, if it is block, it's CBS block, CBS construction. The majority of the properties are CBS, but you need to double check because there's some houses that may be wood, or they may be half and half. Yes, especially in Florida. So don't assume, okay? Never assume. Type of floor. Okay, ceramic floor. Perfect. Okay, so we have all these. Then we go, let me double check rooms.
What if you don't know the construction and what if the seller doesn't?
There's a section that says other. And you just put other. And you can put a disclosure, seller doesn't know. Or seller has no knowledge. It has like a storage room.
And it has a garage. There's separate rooms.
Okay, so garage. Okay, we're gonna put just a few and then we can work on this later. It has a Florida room?
Dining room.
Okay, we're gonna put that one for now. Additional information. Restriction or possible restrictions is like, it covers you in the case that you don't know if you haven't find out if that property allow pets. But this one, there's no restriction, so you select no. Exterior features, well, I have a listing that has fruit trees, so and if that's the case, will be. You say high impact hurricane shutters, you say, right? Okay, okay, so if you know the answers to these questions, you're gonna answer them, all of these. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna do that later. This one has no. So basically, we have all these yellow ones done. Let's check out the financial information. Yes.
It's always recommended that you bring the MLS sheet with you to the listing.
Yes.
To go over some of the information, so you don't have to keep calling the seller.
Right.
Every time.
Yes, there is an MLS sheet. Miami board offer it. Not all the listings, no all the boards have that, but I'm very old school. Like I have a notebook and I already know the questions that I need to ask. But yeah, for you guys, thank you for bringing that up. There's a form on the MLS that you can print. So basically, it's going to help you because you know the questions you need to ask when you're coming to a listing. That is correct. Thank you for reminding me, yeah. No, because especially a septic, how do you know if the property has a septic? But if you have the form in front of you, you know that that's a question that you may ask. That is on your dashboard, on the MLS. Yeah, Miami RE you go to miamire.com, and there's a section there, that tab that you click in there, and it shows forms. It should be there. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's good. And sometimes, you know, I should have it with me, or you can keep one and you can use it together with your notebook, and then you can do it, because I think the spaces are like tiny ones. And with my big letters, difficult. Okay, now we're gonna go back to, because remarks, this is important. A lot of people are using ChatGPT nowadays. They're just say, type a remarks for my listing. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool and blah, blah, blah. It's good. It's good to have, because, but it takes away from being, I don't know, for me, it took away my inspiration, because I used to do that. Like I would like inspire, like I was writing a book or something about the property. And I still do. I use ChatGPT mostly for grammar. And what I do is I write the stuff myself, and then I copy and paste it on ChatGPT, and I ask them to please refine it or check my grammar, so I know that I'm not saying something stupid. So that's what I do the most. And then you put it there. Now I'm gonna go real quick to my, because we already went through this thing, right? Okay, now we're gonna go, we did this already. Common mistakes. Can you guys see these on Zoom? Can you guys see these?
Yes.
Okay, so the common mistakes, I already taught you how to put the property data. That is what I was telling you. That's why we went through the map and select correctly the correct area. Missing required fields. Bad photos, typos, outdated information, short remarks. Not uploading documents on the attachment section. Not putting the showing times 24-hour notice. No setting up showing time with instructions. This is mostly the most mistakes that I see agents not completing when doing a listing on the MLS. Because if you do a listing and then you take photos, blurry photos with animals in the photos, people sitting down, don't do that. Don't do that, because that discourages a lot of people. And if you upload a listing and you don't put a photo, you can get fined $500 from the board. So you have to have the photos. Short remarks, people putting things like a must see. Don't miss this opportunity. That's it. Don't do a disservice for your client. You know, not uploading documents. If you're listing a condo, try to collect all the information you need before listing the property. Don't wait until somebody calls you, an agent, and say, hey, I want to show your property. Do you have the application? Do you have the minimum credit score? Do you have, no. That makes you look unprofessional. Have everything ready before the application, association, even your offer guidelines. I do have an offer guidelines that I upload on my listings that tells the other agents how I want my offers to be submitted. For example, don't submit an offer where you want me to give you an answer on a Saturday or on a Sunday. The fact that you want an answer on a day that I might not decide to work is, that's not my business. So I always tell, don't do that. I always tell them, do not do 15 days inspections. I always tell them everything, how I want. If I find that form, I'm going to show it to you. Yeah, because that is how I want people to present my offers. I don't like long dates. Like, I don't like 30 days for loan approval. I don't want 15 days for inspection. I don't want specific, like, oh, I want to do the inspection on a Saturday or things like that. No, I don't like that. I don't like to complicate my life. So I want the things the way I want it, and that's why I put it. Okay.
can it happen that sometimes they wanted to do the inspections before putting the down payment, right?
Yes, I've
Yeah,
seen that a
that's-
lot. I've
yeah.
seen that a lot. That
That's to see if they want it or not, I guess, right?
yeah, let's say for example, you have a property and you go under contract on a Thursday, and you want to do the inspection on Saturday. I have seen people requesting, listing agents requesting that they want the escrow to be deposited before allowing the inspection to happen. So, I mean, it's just, they want it like that. So. The remarks is, yeah, you have,
Per the contract, they can do it. For the contract, because for example, if it says that the escrow deposit is to be done within 3 days, the inspection in 5 days, and they wanna do the inspection the next day after the contract has been executed, even if they haven't given the escrow, because they're still within time,
Mhm.
they would be able to still do the inspection.
They should be able,
Right.
unless the agent has it as a request,
Mhm.
and they will have to make you sign your client an addendum or something.
Gotcha.
Because technically, if it in the contract stays the day like you're saying, it should not be a problem.
Yeah.
It should
Okay.
not be a problem. To me, I respect people doing that. I technically, I don't care. I don't care. I mean,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it doesn't mean because they're depositing that money, it means that deposit belongs to my client, to the seller. So it's, that's different people's, point of view. When you're doing the remarks, I have put this together just for you guys. Capture the buyer's attention in the first sentence. People don't read, and people don't read long remarks. So try to be concise and try to put the most important things on the first line. Always mention things that matter. The age of the roof, the age of the water heater, the age of the AC. Why? Because those are every agent nowadays is calling you over the phone and asking you those 3 questions. So you should have that information handy. Now, when you don't see that information nowadays, it's because they're very old. The roof is very old, the water here is very old, or because the seller doesn't know. The seller has no knowledge. But what you see nowadays is that people are doing that. Roof is 22, and water heater, brand new water heater, and AC is blah, blah, blah. Why? Because roof, water heater, and AC, they have a time frame that they're supposed to be replaced. So for an AC, it's supposed to be 15 years, 1-5. For a water heater, it's 10. And for a roof, depending on the type of roof, it could be, for a shingle roof, it could be 10 years, 15 years, depending on the type of shingle roof. It could be, if it is a regular shingle, it's 10 years. It's a 3D shingle roof, which is the best. It could be 15. Or if it is a S-tile or a concrete tile, it could be 20 years, 25 years. Or if it's metal roof, that there's no issue with metal roof. So, I learned something about, I saw it another agent that she used CAP for the highlight upgrades on the remark. And I like that idea. And I think it's when you have a brand new AC, I do that. I put brand new with capital letters because I want people to see it. And since I know people don't read, they're going to read that. They're going to pay attention. So do it. Not everything in caps, not the whole remarks, because that means you're screaming. But do those things, like the AC, the water heater, or impact windows or something like that. So focus on the benefits, not just the features. Use clear language, neighborhood lifestyle. If you know that your property is close to, that's what I always use Google Maps, because I have no ways to know, right? But if I know that my listing is like close to the beach, I even go into Google Map and I do the direction to see how many minutes, and I put next to near the beach, or everybody's using near the guitar. Okay, why? Because that is activating the SEOs. there are a lot of people, remember, there are a lot of buyers that are not necessarily from local buyers. They could be from Canada, they could be from Latin America, but a lot of people go into Google and said homes near the guitar, homes near the beach. So if you have these particular words inside your remarks, it's helping you. Your listing is going to come up. So I will recommend to do that. And, you know, like, for example, if a smart home, put the word smart home. Put everything you possibly can, because it's not about the quantity of how large your remarks are, because people don't read. It's the quality of the things you're putting. Okay. And again, using ChatGPT, it's good, but not too much. Okay. Try to stay away, because people can tell when you write something about that's AI generated. And now Facebook is even telling people when you're doing something is AI. It's now it's showing up. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but now it shows AI generated or something like that. Yes. Yes. Even a photo. So if you have your clients, past clients, friends, somebody on your Facebook, people may kind of like gravitate away you, because they're like, she's just posting things from AI, and that could backfire you. So be careful. Use it, but not too much.
Yeah, so you had a listing before, like a rental,
Mm-hmm.
like 3 years ago, and you're gonna re-rent it now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you use the same pictures?
Yes, you can use the same pictures. Yeah, you can say, but I will recommend to, go to the property, and, I will recommend to go to the property and take a look at everything and ask for any possible updates. Because, for example, they might have replaced the dishwasher or the garbage disposal or something, and you want to have all that information. Mm-hmm. Photo order. Important. Not too many drone photos. Now, I don't use drone for all of my photos. I use drone for my photos when I want to show something. Like, for example, thank you, Titi. I'm going to save as incomplete my listing, because I don't want something to happen. So I just save it as incomplete. That means that I'm going to go back and finish what's missing, okay? So let's say, for example, let's check this listing. Okay, let's see. Close sales. Let's see, what is it? Like, for example, this listing. So this listing, you want to use a drone. Why? Because those huge buildings in the back you're seeing, that's FIU. So that's what I wanted to show to whoever was coming and buy, that that's an opportunity. Why? Because my seller told me that FIU years ago was interested in buying all those duplexes, because they're creating like a bridge that's going to connect to that area. So that's the moment that you want to use a drone photo, when you want to show something else, right? If you're in a regular, or you want to, let's say, for example, you want to show a golf course, or you want to show the proximity of the guitar, or you want to show the beach, that's when you use a drone. To me, that is when you use it. If not, if you're just going to show houses, sometimes I'm going to show the ugliness of other houses. So see, for example, that's my listing. And I even, I did this with the, you just can do like a print from the Google map to show how close it is to, and I even did this, see? And that's a stadium that was very close to it. I can't remember the name of the stadium, But those are the type of things that you're gonna tell your photographer, you know, I want you to portray those photos. So you wanna do drones. Now, let's go back to thingy. Okay, so you wanna take photos of, another thing that I always like to do is like, I have a listing in Hollywood. I went and took photos of the Hollywood area. Like I took photos of the restaurants and, you know, the parks and everything else, because you wanna sell, you wanna show that you're doing an effort. So if you see their hospitals, take photos of hospitals. Especially with listings that are not moving. Like, yes, like for example, I had this one that it gave me such a hard time to sell. 18 months, this condo.
Wow.
And it was pretty. It was pretty. It's just that there were too many. There were like 20 for sale all the time. 20, 13, 15. It took so long. No, plantation. And it's so pretty. Look. And it had a door to the outside. And it was awful. Like, and because there was a situation with a pipe broke inside the building. Awful. That was recorded on the minutes of the association. And now banks are asking for the minutes of the association. So they saw the word leak, flooded, they denied the loan. And they said, no, because that water maybe had caused structural damage to the building. So I had to sell that property cash only. And because I had to sell cash only, my client took a hit because it was not warrantable condo. 2006 condo. 2006 condo. No, 2006. And I took pictures of everything. Look, guests parking in front of the building. I did this. These are, this is a company that's called List Reports. I believe Lynette Fernandez was working on this before. I went to take pictures of restaurants around, telling people there was a hospital nearby, there was a Publix, the garage. So you kind of like had to become creative, because again, your client can come from a different state and they don't know. So you need to make them feel like it's worth it. Okay, next one. Oh, this is very important. Avoid MLS fines. There's a huge list that the MLS has in between their forms of the things that you cannot put on the public remarks. You can put everything but the, okay, let me take that back. So on the public remarks, that's everybody sees. You can never put things like no showings until, or seller paying 3% commission. Please, no, not even in the broker remarks. No compensation, no commissions, no nothing. Please. A lot of different words that I'm going to show you in the next slide. No phone numbers, no emails, no nothing. You have to go strictly to information about the property. You can put emails and phone numbers for the association on the broker remarks, in the broker remarks. But you cannot put, you can put contact listing agent. No, because that is not clear compliance. Yeah, you cannot put your cell phone on the public remarks. No, because basically that is, the buyer is seeing your number. So how other agent gets benefit of they're calling just you? So no phone numbers. Public remarks and compensations, never. The MLS has nothing to do with compensations anymore. They are like just advertising your listing. The compensation is between agents and, you know, away from this. Fair housing words, I put all that I can remember. I asked ChatGPT to help me. But you cannot post things like this. Family neighborhood, you cannot tell that it's a family neighborhood. You cannot. No, because it could be somebody that doesn't have a family and they will feel offended. No religion, no race, no young professionals, no singles, no empty nesters, safe neighborhood, none of that. Section 8 not allowed. Never, please. Never. Every home can be Section 8. Every home, unless there's an issue with the property that can pose as a hazard for the tenant.
I've heard, I'm not sure if it's true, that, you're not allowed to ask if they have kids,
No, we're not allowed.
ask if they have kids.
No, only if there is a OPA verify, and there you can ask. But the other ones, no, that is none of your business, and everybody can be offended for that. So yeah, MLS compliance, no, never mention commissions.
Like if you're renting somewhere.
Yeah, you cannot ask
you
somebody.
can't ask.
No,
Because
you
you
can
can-
ask
We probably say how many people will occupy.
because it's discrimination based on
Right.
age, and you are not supposed to discriminate.
And then the application is done for everybody over a certain age. But you can't say, do you have kids? How many kids? do you-
I mean, you don't no, don't ask ages. Don't age. Don't ask unless you know there's unless you have a possible restriction that's because it's the association restriction. You have to ask because you don't want them to waste their time. Let's say, for example, I apply. One of my clients apply in Tamarack, and they want every person above 18 to apply on the separately, because they're considered adults. So in those type of things, you need to ask. But you cannot say like, oh, how many kids do you have? Okay, I have 3. Why? Because I need to put on the document that it's going to be 5 occupants. You have to have a reason
Right.
asking. You have to ask. You need to, yeah, exactly. But no, it's not like you just out of the blue, because people, you know how people can change things in a different way. So MLS compliance, buyer agent commission, you never put, even if you're offering commission, you cannot post it. Please do not post it. They will fine you $500. $500, yes. You cannot put commission offer, bonus offer, selling offer, nothing. You can offer a bonus to the buyer. That you can do. The seller can offer to the buyer, but not to the agent. Never. It's like the MLS has nothing to do with commissions anymore. No.
If the seller is offering the bonus to the buyer, you can't put that.
To the buyer, yes. If a seller is offering to the buyer, yes.
To the buyer's fee, but not
To,
to the-
not to the buyer's agent. No. That needs to be managed off the MLS. The MLS doesn't need to know about that. Phone numbers, email address again, websites. Now you can create a flyer on social media and say, I'm offering 3% commission. I offer 2.5% commission. That you can do. You can put a sign outside of the property if you want, or you can, pass out flyers, or you can email flyers. With that, you can do. But you cannot use the MLS for that purpose. After your listing goes live, create flyers, share it on social media, email other agents. You want to take a picture of that just because you can use this as a kind of like reference over what you're supposed to be doing. So I know that every time I take a listing, I know my 1, 2, 3, all the things that I had to do. If it is a single family home and the association allows, I install a for sale sign. Can I install a for sale sign before listing the property on the MLS? Yes or no?
No.
Very good. No, you can't. First needs to go into the MLS. Then you can install the for sale sign. Because otherwise, it can be taken as you're trying to hide and advertise a listing. Yes, you can do a coming soon. Yes, you can, exactly. So I do everything from social media. I do flyers. Canva, it's a platform where you can actually use templates. But now ChatGPT does very cool flyers. If you give the instructions to ChatGPT, give your photo, your phone number, your logo, ChatGPT will create the flyers for you. Very pretty. Very nice. Yes. If you have I have the version that I pay every month, and it's beautiful. Even though also photos, fix the photos, beautiful. It's a great tool. You have to have all your platforms, your real estate, your platforms, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Even if you're not posting constantly, you should have all your platforms active. It's not really, and also don't get frustrated with that. I don't feel like if I want to post something, I don't feel like if I look okay, I don't look okay. Just record videos. Let me tell you, Nikki, you're doing an exceptional job. Your videos are amazing. Wow. It's amazing. Really, it's really nice.
Working hard on that and trying to increase my engagement.
Yes, and because what happens is social media, if you don't post constantly and consistently, it's gonna trigger something that it's not going to show you. It kind of like puts you on the bottom. So you have to share, and you have to be constantly sharing to kind of like be active, because that's what they want. And that's why everything has moved to reels, because they want videos, they want content. So they promote you more. They put your videos higher if they see that you're constantly uploading content. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The other day I uploaded a video and it wasn't that great. I was not.
Yes.
You see, I wasn't wearing makeup. My hair was a mess. It was raining. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I just gonna post, and I upload in different places, and I even send it to my clients, and they like it. They love it. So you don't have to. You don't see it in my son. Oh yeah, that's my son. Yeah. So see something like that. I'm like, okay, we're working, and this is what you're doing. And he was there. So you have to be spontaneous. That's what people like nowadays. Not necessarily have to be perfect and super quality. Of course, quality is good, but don't miss the opportunity to do something for you, for your property, because at the end of the day, people like spontaneous videos, you know.
Yeah, but they can relate.
Yeah, like I did this for a listing. I did it myself. So that's something you guys can do. You walk, and then if there's I use an app that's called CapCut. It's free, but if you want to have like special templates and videos and things like, no videos, what's the name? Effects. You have to pay something per month or per year. I will recommend you to get the free version and then just do things like that, because it has a button that, it's not like I'm running in there. I'm walking normal. It's just that the app has, you can speed up. Yeah, I speed up. Yeah, so I do all my videos under 59 seconds, because that's what they say, that you have to be under 59 seconds. So I do all my videos and then I speed up.
So you told the people You're recording in CapCut or you're recording and then you put it in CapCut and.
I do my videos, myself.
Yeah.
And I record 3 seconds of each section. 3 seconds. 3 seconds on one thing, the kitchen, the family room, 3 seconds. And then you go into CapCut and put it there.
CAB.
CAP, cut, CAPCUT, CapCut. And then you don't record a whole piece of something, just seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds of, and then you put all that together. And it has their own music, that it's loyalty free. So you don't have any issues of copywriting something. But yeah.
If it's possible, like, for example, if you are selling a property, that I can go and make a video and also show on the.
If I do a video?
No, like if you have a property that you are selling, can I go into your property and do a video and also show on my Facebook?
Yes, you should. Oh, one of my videos, you say?
No, if one of your properties, you are selling one of your properties and I wanted also to get a client, so can I go and make my own video into the property that you are presenting?
Yes, of course. If you ask me and you say, that's why sometimes I record videos, or when I pay for videos, I get the generic ones for you guys to use them. Because I want you guys to be able to portray like it's your listing. I don't care. I mean, I'm fine with that.
You're very good on that, Bobby, and thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
It helps.
Oh, okay.
Now, can you walk into, like, I have a house in my neighborhood for sale with someone else right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go into their house as like, to walk through it and videotape it and, put it up on my thing?
Yes.
Saying, in my neighborhood type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you ask the listing agent,
The listing agent. Right?
yeah, ask the listing agent if he's okay with that, then it should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it should be okay. We did, okay, we have 5 more minutes and we had to end the class. We did this video. I can hear it, but, we did this video. You can go into my Instagram and take a look at it. We were selected as the favored South Florida real estate team. God is good. And I decided I put this together. Like, okay, guys, let's do this. And I did it with whoever was in the office on that day. And I decided to boost it because you can boost listings or you can post videos on your Instagram. And I got a listing because of that. I got a listing. See, I'm boosting it. You can boost anything. And I got a listing and I sold it. Yeah, it was at 695,000. It's my first ever. My first lead from Instagram like that.
Awesome.
But you have to keep doing it. I do it all the time. I have gotten like rentals and stuff, but this was, yeah, she called me and she's like, oh my God, I just I saw your video on Instagram, and I would like to meet with you. My mom would like to sell her home and I would like to get together. And I'm like, of course. Yeah, and I go, where? In Instagram. Yeah, and then she saw it. I went to the house and yeah, this video, and then she showed it to me, and I go, oh my goodness. So it works. It works. I'm a firm believer now that Instagram can bring you business. So Nicola, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
I'll pick it up.
So guys, so we have 3 more minutes because the class was supposed to start end 15 minutes ago. Is there any questions on Zoom? Anybody? I see a chat here. Anybody? Nobody? Anybody can hear me?
Hi, Gabby. It's Camelia.
Hey, Camelia.
Can you go back into the save listing? And I think it's the last tab of the MLS data sheet where you would indicate if you need an agent to request permission. Like someone, I guess, asked the question if they can just walk into a property and start doing videos. You know how you have to reach out to the agent and ask permission first?
Yes, you have to,
Correct. But I think on that last tab, I just wanted you to bring it up so we know exactly like which selection to select.
Oh, the one that says okay to advertise?
Correct. And I think
Oh.
there was information there. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but if you bring it up, sorry.
No, it's, I have 2 more minutes. And my Zoom is going to disconnect, but I think it's here.
Gabby, it shouldn't disconnect.
I don't know why. Yeah, Janet says that it's going to. Janet, you there?
I'm here. It just said an hour and 45 minutes. That's what it said. That's what her account allows. Now, if it turned it off, I don't know, but that's what it said.
Oh, see, if you were like me, you would have unlimited, but I guess you don't. Okay.
I don't know. I just find out that mine is not unlimited. I guess I don't do things like that often. Okay. Okay. I think it's around here. Here. Okay to advertise. If
Correct.
you put yes, not required, then anybody can advertise your listing. Now, I'm not sure about being allowed to record videos. I will double check that because you know how some agents are. They can get very annoyed about that. Because liability. Liability.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, Gabby.
Okay, guys, I have to disconnect.
Okay.
I love you, everybody. I'm gonna send you the video, okay?
Love you too, Gabby.
Call me if
Bye.
you have any questions.
Thank you.
I love you, Tony, too.
Thank you.
We love you, Tony.
Bye. Yes.